perfect to have that combination of a DJ and a gospel singers in the club scene, you know.
He was going all over the world looking for the best choir. And
the idea was we just played the greatest DJ set of all time with the greatest gospel choir of all time.
He got the best choir, and Soweto Gospel Choir was the choir.
And that we just call the show History of House.
The choir is very famous. Like, they're superstars themselves, but they worked with a lot of superstars. They've worked with Celine Dion, they've worked with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they've worked with Kylie Minogue. I used to love Kylie Minogue growing up.
Working with these cats is just amazing. There's an appreciation of what they've been through, you know, apartheid, and they're choosing to spread love, you know, not anger, and that's beautiful.
Music does have ability to bring people together.
The choir's religious, and you know, I get that because the dance floor, that's my church. You know, it's dance music's my religion. You know, and it's the music that brings us together, and that's our common ground.
Simon Lewicki, also known as DJ Groove Terminator, is meeting the Soweto Gospel Choir as they arrive from South Africa.
Hi, brother. Love your hair.
They've been collaborating on a show called History of House, which was born after Simon went to see the choir perform at the Sydney Opera House back in 2019.
You look youthful.
After the performance, he came backstage and just said, "Hi, I'm Simon. Okay, I'm a DJ." Oh, okay, that's different from whatever that we do.
And I think they looked at me a little strangely, and I was like, see, the themes of unity and freedom and joy, it could be a really powerful thing.
Our audience and his audience, two different people. We love the challenge. We love the challenge. So that's where we decided, why not?
Hi, Sydney.
And I kind of walked out there in a daze going, I think we're on.
we call him our brother because he's part of us now.
Okay, let's go.
Simon and the choir are performing History of House during the 2024 Sydney Fringe Festival. Today is their technical rehearsal.
The History of House, it's got all the hits from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, so we're just going to take people through a great journey.
Yeah.
House music is Black American culture, Black queer American culture predominantly, and it came out of gay clubs in, you know, Chicago.
I think house music played a huge role to me and my family. Every time it plays, you know that's a happy day. Today, our parents are happy. We're gonna dance. So for me, it's the memory that I will keep on forever.
Thank you, everyone. It was a great run through. Thank you.
The technical rehearsal has gone well and spirits are high. Tonight, the choir and Simon are sharing a meal.
Tonight we're having a family dinner. We call it a family just because, of course, we are a family.
There's a deep bond between them because Simon went to South Africa to visit the choir in 2020 to workshop History of House in Soweto.
What's the name that you learned?
Cabbage.
Yeah.
This traditional African dish right here. Nibbles. People tell us they're called nibbles.
Nibbles, of course. Shaka.
It's like chaka chiki or something.
Yeah. No, it is.
Chakalaka, that's right. Chakalaka, that's right.
Those are the food that we enjoy with our families at home. And some of the dishes we were taught by our parents, of course, and sharing it with you, Simon, that means a lot to us.
Means a lot to me too.
Thank you.
That touched us is when he took his time just to be with us and listen to our stories and look at us and look at how we live and everything.
While he was in Soweto, Simon visited key historical buildings, including the homes of Nelson Mandela and Archbishop Desmond Tutu.
He went to see those places and he got very emotional because it's a very emotional space.
It's incredibly moving.
It is.
You know,
the history there's,
yeah.
It's a lot.
Probably the best thing I could have done was to come there and see all you guys, you know, just how people just keep going on from that. It's just amazing.
Yeah. In the 70s and 80s, the apartheid government used every trick it could to stay in power. Car bombs, hit squads, arson. The security forces waged a virtual war against anyone seen as an enemy of the white state.
I was born under the apartheid. It was a bad time for South Africa, and it was a dark time for South Africa.
So much things that we noticed while we were growing up. You can see your parents being beaten. You can see your grandparents being beaten by police.
And they even raped our mothers, you know, so it was bad.
The members of the choir were all affected by apartheid, many witnessing violence and brutality as children.
They used to say to us, when you see a police car,
Run!
It was tough. If you were a man or if you were a boy, they were hard. They would beat you up. So we used to wear ladies' clothes. I was asking my mother, Mama, why am I wearing a dress? And then they would say, the police are coming. They would wrap you up. It was tough. Apartheid was tough.
The choir all grew up in the aftermath of the Soweto uprising.
Soweto, June 1976. Student demonstrations erupt into South Africa's worst race riot. They continue almost non-stop for nearly a week. To restore order, police and army units kill nearly 260 blacks, more than half of them under the age of 18.
The 1976 riots actually woke everybody.
School students started the protest in Soweto after they were forced to study in Afrikaans. The police brutality that followed shocked the world.
In 1976, when I hear the story from my mother, because she was a student at that time, the youth mobilized and they got together. They started a march.
They started marching from 5 minutes away from my house.
They were walking down the streets in Soweto and singing and chanting. I think the police got scared and they started opening fire. The students, they did not even have weapons.
They killed a whole lot of students and it was sad. That was a sad day for South Africa. That's where everything changed. People started saying, now we're going to fight back. We don't care whoever says what. The 1976 riots, it led to the liberation of South Africa.
There's a song that is called Umandela Utaihlome. That song says, let us go fight back. When I sing that song, I'm singing that song because it gave so many people peace. I'm singing it even for our fallen heroes.
As well as History of House, the choir is performing a separate show called Hope.
Whatever you're going through, don't ever give up in life.
This is their deeply spiritual performance, featuring songs from church, the apartheid struggle, and the African American civil rights movement.
What does hope mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot because now we are free.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we have been. Yeah, we must think about it and give thanks to the God every day because we are here to heal the world. It's because of God.
There's a gospel song called Bawoxandi Lahlekayo, which means, Lord, the day I get lost, find me. During apartheid, they sang that song just because they knew that, Lord, I'm going out today to fight for this. If ever I get lost, if ever I'm found dead, at least let my soul be with you. At least let my soul be with you. We go through things that no one knows. Trust me, on stage, we're smiling, we're praying. But inside, there's so much that we're going through. Oh my gosh. So I think with that song, that's a prayer. I think I pray from song number 1 till the last song. Oh my gosh.
The songs that we were singing, they gave us so much hope. They gave us so much power that one day we are going to sit here and be like, here, we fought the struggle. Look at where we are today. Because right now I'm in Australia, I'm in Sydney. And it is because of what happened. It is because of who, the people that fought for us.
The man who brought the Soweto Gospel Choir to the world 22 years ago is Australian producer Andrew Kay.
I wanted to do an African choir for a while. I was the stupid one who said, let's do this, and I was the one who put the funds up. And we sold 500 tickets on day one at the Sydney Opera House. So they recorded this album, which was drawn from all their experience at church, and their grandparents and their parents had sung them. And later, it was #1 on the world music chart on Billboard.
Andrew knew the choir would resonate here because he was seeing apartheid stories in Australian news bulletins almost every night.
What do we want? To end apartheid! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? To end apartheid! When do we want it? Now!
We were coming out to the world, and we were bringing this choir who represented, Desmond Tutu and Nelson Mandela, and the struggle. And we had people on stage who had lived that experience.
The mere fact that when we do a show, they come in numbers to come and listen and look and take something away when they go home. Yeah, that makes us believe that they understand where we come from.
I think the ripples of what happened during that time is still happening today. So it's important to represent that and remember.
I was blown away. We were both in tears.
I was completely moved, and I was in tears, really.
Music has connected the choir to people from all over the world, and more recently to Simon and his family.
She grew taller.
She did grow taller.
She did.
My girls, they tend to think they're in the choir sometimes. They've been to a bunch of shows and they always get dragged up on stage and stuff, so I think it really excites them. They know it's a big part of my life. I discovered house music in the mid to late 80s. It was like nothing I'd ever heard before, and it blew my mind. I was the first DJ to sign to a major label in the late 90s, and then in 1998 I was nominated for Best New Artist at the ARIAs, and then Best Male Artist in 2000.
Okay, somebody. All right.
Every great opportunity in my life, work-wise and creatively, has happened because of music.
Simon quickly became a favourite club DJ around Australia and had several hit singles. He moved to LA in 2005, where he pursued songwriting and producing. He now lives in Byron Bay with his family.
Daisy, look, I'm already working on a flipper.
It's a great place to raise kids. Do the odd gig here and there.
What do you want me to do with those?
Music is a huge part of our lives. Obviously, Simon, he is a wealth of music knowledge.
Mummy in the middle. Mummy in the middle.
Oh, no.
I love music. It's fun, and you can dance to it, and you can sing along. It gets played when Dad DJs. It gets played when people sing, play in the car.
For the Soweto Gospel Choir, it's music that's driven their 22-year-long bond with Australian audiences.
I remember that day very well, singing Bluey at the radio station.
Yeah, we've done that, and we went to the studio, we recorded it.
We are very, very engaged in Australian culture. One of the things that the choir does when The choir is in Australia and on a long tour. We go see the Aboriginal Women's Choir in Alice Springs.
The two choirs first came together in 2011 and have been meeting regularly since.
Oh my God. Those women are out of this world.
The choir is a media favourite in Australia.
Yeah, this is the mic that'll be picking up the choir.
Today, they're being interviewed on ABC Radio Sydney.
The Sydney Fringe Festival is on all month, and one of the most exciting events is a collaboration between the world's greatest gospel choir and one of Australia's best DJs. Shimi, you actually have sung with Nelson Mandela in the past. Didn't you sing with him?
Yes, we did when we won our Grammy Award.
Oh, that's fantastic. How extraordinary to sing with Nelson Mandela. Well, let's hear a little bit of a song from the history of house.
We're so privileged to meet all these superstars. The Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm talking Queen. I'm talking U2 and Bono. Barack Obama, we actually met Barack Obama it was in Johannesburg. And I remember we were in New York and we were doing a sound check at Radio City Park Hall. And I remember Stevie Wonder was coming and he stopped his management and the band and he's like, who are those on stage? I want us to change my intro. I want them to introduce me on stage. And we had to introduce Stevie Wonder on stage with the song. And he loved it.
It's definitely the best thing we've ever heard in this studio. So thanks so much, guys. Amazing.
Finally, it's the opening of History of House.
I'm really excited to see them for the first time.
They're a brilliant troupe of singers and performers.
So you are ready.
As they get ready to go on stage, the bond between Simon and the choir is clear, and the respect is mutual.
Simon is part of the crazies, you know. He's part of the crazies. He's part of our family. And before we go on stage, we make a circle, a huge circle, and pray together. He comes and he prays with us. He might not be religious, but the fact that he's there and he's respecting what we are doing, we just love him for that. Like, wow.
It's showtime!
This is a show about dance music. This is a show about the power of dancing together. This is History of House. House music doesn't care if you're black, if you're white. You're gay, straight, bi, trans, non-binary. All are welcome.
House music played a very important role in the struggle of South Africa and our liberation. It played a very, very important role.
Post-apartheid, when Mandela was released from prison, that music freed our generation. That's how that youth mobilized its message of peace and love and joy and party and fun. Like, that's how we did it. House music was that drug for them.
we would come home late, just wanting to listen to house music.
Please make some noise for my friends, three-time Grammy-winning Soweto Gospel Choir! We're about to take you to church right now. Do you believe?
Yes, I believe. Sometimes I feel like I throw my hands up in the air. Come on, sing. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like I say, Lord, I just don't care. But you got the love I need to see me through.
What do I think the audience take away from the experience of History of House? They take away the choir and the DJ together. In the choir, bringing in the African feel into the music that Simon has brought to us. And they take away the freshness of it, the sound, and the creativity of it.
I've never seen dance music incorporated with African moves. Like, I mean, this is like, you know, like all these like moves. It was just fulfilling. I was glad and proud as a black woman to be in that room.
These are spiritual songs we're singing, you know, these are the hymns of my generation, and for many people, the human voice, it's our most powerful tool of communication, right? And when you've got 16 voices communicating joy in perfect harmony at you, it's just this energy, this positivity. It seeps into your pores. I see it on the people's faces, like it's like the rapture, you know, like.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You have been a wonderful audience.
And people float out after the show, and it's like a drug, you know, and that's great. I'm happy to deal that out.
I've got my young son in hand. He's in the church.
Music is life. That's the one lesson that I hope they take home with them. We just want to leave our audience with the message of hope, love, peace, joy, laughter, and unity.
Thank you very much. Soweto Gospel Choir, please take a bow.